There might be need for extra personnel, so you should think about that.
I'm in.
Good. That was what I want to hear.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You can almost be guaranteed that it's going to be bad hours.
Yeah. I'm counting on it.
Yes, see you in the worst hour.
I've done the paperwork. I also took some samples for a cultural too.
Yes.
There was something similar about this to something I'd seen once in another part of the world.
This is very far off my table. You have fun with your little cultures. I will spend the rest of this fine night with Slaudas.
This is Red Moon Roleplaying.
The cell door is closed, the commotion over. You're back again, in your cell. Your cellmate is balled up in a packet of anxiety on his bedroll and lower bunk. You yourself sit on the top bunk currently, hearing the sounds of screaming and preaching echo away as one by one the prisoners start falling asleep. No one is watching. You're alone in the cell. It's just that slight feeling of cold in your stomach. Feeling you get in the cell every night. Fainter and fainter. You're alone.
I touch my stomach, rub it gently, almost fondly of that feeling. I thought I'd lost it. I yawn. Thoughts passing through my head. The other hand wandering across the bed sheet. Hearing or rather feeling the anxiety from the man in the bunk below. I continue the sermon, or rather the citation. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted?" And I say this almost as a point to the songbird below. But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. And I let my hand go inside the sheet. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. And I go to the outlines of the camera.
It's there, firm, plastic. The tapes, the little DAT tapes. Right there.
Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." Did you know that that sentence is not there in Samaritan, Pentateuch, Septuagint, Vulgate, and Syriac? Masoretic text does not have that text, I say as I slip out the camera. Let's go out to the field.
Small and grey little flip screen on the side. Little plastic buttons. A red triangle for play.
I look for a speaker on it.
has a small audio jack and a small tinny speaker with a volume control on it.
I see it. And I place my finger over the speaker as I flick the power button on and say, "While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him." And I try to choke out any sound, any on sound that would come from the camera of saying, "Hello, I'm awake," as they sometimes do. And I see if it comes on, if there's any battery in it.
Yeah, there are still 2 bars of battery. The little green pixelated text on the screen. You rewind. The tape rewinds. There's a counter. You've rewinded about 10-15 minutes now. Maybe there's something there.
Adam made love to his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth. From God to Cain to Seth. I press play.
The hallway, the landing. B ward. Slaudas must be pointing the camera out through the crack in the opening. It's big enough for him to see the hallway. You hear a small, tiny, tinny sound of a screw entering. Clong, clong. This is about a minute in. A screw enters the ward, goes with his rattling keys. The sounds are microscopic, almost unhearable through your thumb and on low volume. He moves into the first door, opens it, and there you see it. First, you think it's just a flickering of the light. That he casts a strange shadow, but you clearly see someone is walking just behind the screw. Half a step behind. He's hunched, shorter, maybe only 4 feet tall, and hunched, going low. He's dressed in what looks like an old parka with a hood. Canvas parka. It's the color is not great. The pixels of the camera doesn't quite allow you to make out more than that shape in the parka. That short shape slouching after him. He enters the cell with the screw. The screw walks out. Closes the door. Continues his round. The figure is not seen again in this segment of tapes. You remember only 2 of the data tapes, or a couple of them, have their plastic still on them. The other ones are opened. There's like 6-7 tapes at least.
The age of the Nephilim. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. I try to stay calm on my voice, but I feel a shiver and a shudder inside. It's distressing seeing the shape so clear compared to what I've seen before. All I've seen was moving shadows, lights blotted out. I try to assess the face of the...
Rewind. He's too far away in the corridor.
Is he... the screw?
The screw, that's handlebars.
Does he give...
It's handlebars clearly, you can hardly see it. He's too far away, at least he's 10 cells down as he enters. The shape is so small that untreated you can get nothing of the face, not from this particular clip.
How about handlebars? How he moves? Does he give any indication at all that he knows that he is with someone?
No, none. It's like
he would be patrolling alone.
Yes.
So he doesn't know. At least I don't think he does. And I pause to listen for the bed below and the surrounding sounds.
Breathing. Someone is playing some South London rap on a tinny speaker below. Someone is banging a wall. Just ordinary prison sounds.
Genesis 6:6. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. Even the Lord has his regrets, but he makes right of his mistakes. I try to push the recorder down as I open up the container for the tape.
Open the hatch and pop in a new one, just one of the others. Slowly, meticulously, start going through the tapes. It will take hours. These are all... they are 240-minute cassettes, and there's 7 of them. It's gonna take all night. But the next one you find is a long gap of nothing and nothing. You can see the timestamp. This is in the morning.
I have adjusted well enough to be awake during the night, just to catch that feeling whenever I found it. And now I am hungrily looking through these tapes, taking note of everything I can see. My eyes tired and itching, but I'm not noticing. And whenever I do, I bite down on a nail so hard that I get refocused again. And I just keep looking. Early morning.
In the darkness of the cell, Paul's face is only illuminated by the small square, as almost still footage runs, playing on increased speed. Little lines of interference across the screen. His eyes dart back and forth, and then they stop, and his pupils widen. It's the day after. It's a morning. The door, only 2 doors away from Slaudas, is opened by Mom. She opens. She enters the cell. She's so close that she feels the entire screen. It's very close. And then a face. right at the camera as it passes by Slaudas' door. It's horror. It's horror. Its eyes. Its pitch black eyes. Straight at Slaudas. This is the moment. His life was doomed.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Freeze the frame. The face. It's... How can he live? There's a bang on the door.
Shit. What? I hastily stop.
The hatch open and the paper is pushed through.
I start fumbling with the camera to put it back into the sheet, but then...
Your heart is racing. That thing.
It's the feeling. I touch my stomach again. The feeling. No, it's not there.
No, it's not there. Now. It's on your retina. You can't unsee that face. The way its jaw seems wrong somehow. Elongated, cheeks too hollow, like it has been crushed sideways, and the jaw, as it opens, folds outwards like it's cracked in two, opening almost like mandibles. And now you see the cheeks are so extended and the chin is so low. And with the face by the mouth as it opens looks like an O. It is to make space for all those teeth.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee.
Jumbled angles.
Blessed is the fruit of thy
Sharp
womb,
knives.
Holy Mary, O Mother of God, praise the sinners. Now at the hour of our...
It's right there in front of you.
I bring up my hand and just cover my mouth. Stop myself, be quiet.
Hey! You hear your cellmate waking up with a star. Hey, what's wrong?
No, nothing. I had a...
You hear him starting to get up. You will see the camera any second now.
Nothing. I just hide it behind me. I try to put the sheet over it. Nothing.
Oh fuck.
I just had a fucking nightmare.
Okay.
You alright?
Yeah. He goes, drinks some water from a bottle, and then he sees the letter in the hatch. Grabs it. Looks at it. Oh, Paul.
What?
This is a DIS-1.
Give.
This is disciplinary action. You're up for education.
Give it here.
Here. Gives it to you. Yeah. That's an adjudication time. Discipline charges. Set for tomorrow, 0900.
Guess I shouldn't have tried to pick a fight with that new screw, eh? That's stupid.
Man, you don't look alright, man. You're sweating.
I touch my forehead.
Yes, you are.
Shit, I hope I'm not coming down with something.
Yes, you are. Insight. Knowledge. Truth. That thing is in here with you. Within the prison walls. There's only one streetlight illuminating the little fountain in the hedge labyrinth in the north of St. James's Park. This is not a very frequented place, but still the stone slabs around the fountain are littered with cigarettes. And some receipts. Beer bottles. There's a small stone bench to sit on. A fountain has 2 saints. They're holding some sort of bowl. There's no water, there hasn't been any for a long, long time. Yes, they're suffering faces in stone.
On the way here, I have planned what I'm gonna do. So when I am assured that we are alone, I turn around, I smile to her, and I say, "What do you say your name was again?" And before I finish that sentence, I punch her in her fucking face. Hard.
She is not unprepared. There's something tense in her body, and she is good enough to maybe react. A wits plus brawling, please. See if you get the drop on her.
3.
How hard do you punch her?
I don't want to kill her, I just want to take her down.
There's a snap in your fingers as you feel one of your bones dislocate as you hit her straight in the mouth. Her nose bursts, there's blood, you feel something crunching down, and she goes back and then puts both of her arms up, sheltering her face and trying to move backwards. She's shaking her head. She's stunned but taken aback. But her pose shows that she's had some sort of martial arts training. Hard cover on the head now. And she spits like, "What the fuck? What the hell? Are you a dealer or something? Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk."
Your name is not Julia, and that's not your daughter, so will you tell me who you really are and why you are looking for her? Or do you want more?
Okay, you got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
I do.
Okay, hey.
And I'm also really fast, so if you try to run for it...
Okay, I'm gonna reach for my identification.
Yeah?
Oh. She takes out her wallet and opens it. How so? Okay, my... Okay, my name is Nastasia. I'm a private investigator. The Richards family hired me. Okay, can we stop this?
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not. Why would I? Why would I come clean? Oh, you punched me in the face. This is where I draw the line of what I do in the job. So this is, I'm gonna get this on insurance. I won't report you. I was clumsy. I used the wrong fucking name. I thought nobody would know her. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was just footwork. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do it like this.
Who are you?
Stop talking, because now I'm talking. Okay.
Yes.
Anastasia was it, right?
Yeah.
So, you will go back to the Richards family and you will tell them that you have intelligence, that their daughter is fine, and she will contact them in her own time. Can you do that for me?
Can you supply me with innocuous looking photographs?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Can you supply me with innocuously looking photographs, like ordinary photographs of Sarah right now in this city, doing whatever?
No. You just have to trust me. And
yes, but if you want them to close this case,
yes,
they will want something. They will need something.
Yeah, maybe I can fix that as well, but I won't tell you anything. You just have to trust me. You go back to wherever you came from. You tell them she's fine. She will contact them in her own time. Okay.
She looks around. Her handbag has dropped down onto her arm. It's sitting there, flopping. Not within easy reach, but she's looking at it.
Are you recording this? Give me your phone. Give me your bag. Now.
Intimidation, please.
Yes.
And charisma, I think.
I want to use some willpower. Yeah, so 3.
Okay. She drops the bag. Takes 3 steps back. There's a gun in there.
Of course it is. I go over to the bag. I just kicks it a bit to see if she's telling the truth.
Hard to tell. There's a lot of stuff in the bag.
Okay. We're gonna do it like this. You're gonna go and get out of here. Not turn back. I will hold on to this. And I won't follow you and you won't follow me. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Good. Scoot.
She turns around and starts running. She's full blast running. And you hear a dog barking somewhere close by, startled by the sudden movement. She's gone.
I back away out from into the bushes or something.
With the bag?
With the bag. Using my powers of obfuscate if she would double down and come back.
Fade into the shadows. You're suddenly unaware of your exact body position. It's like prior perception snaps away for a moment, and it's hard even for you to tell where you are. She is gone, running. Slow, sad whining as you start going through the bag. The dog is circulating somewhere close. The bag contains 2 cheap hardback novels, romance, a couple of fashion magazines, several stacks of the printed out flyers, a recording device that is on.
Of course it is.
And in the side pocket, a small 9mm Sig Sauer compact cop gun.
Yeah. I wait for a little while longer. I turn the device off, thinking I will listen to it later, and then I check my phone because Sarah was texting me.
WTF, I'm in the park.
Fuck. Okay, where? I call her.
You hear the howling of the dog. It's in pain. It comes out into sight under the one light. It's black but small and ragged, like a tiny version of him. It hobbles and it howls. It smells. It's sniffing.
Fuck.
It's sniffing for you. Hi, Sarah's not here. You know what to do.
Sarah, for fuck's sake, call me at once. I hang up and with the phone in my hand, I go towards the hangouts where the people are. Fuck.
Fuck that.
Why cannot things ever go smooth? What the fuck? I ignored the dog. Don't really know what it has to do with me. Look at it. Like, will it turn into an obnoxious idiot that will insult me, or will it attack me?
It will not. None of the above. As you move towards the spot, the smoking spot by the old dancing palace, it just limps after you, whining, licking at the back of your feet as it catches up to you, then hanging back. Hurt. Fuck, it's even bleeding from one limb. It's whining, waving its tail. Then it stops, barks, and starts walking towards the jail, then back towards you, back and forth, waving its tail. It's just a dog, but what does it want? There's a nightlight. It's annoyingly low. It's behind a sheet of heavy shatterproof plastic, and it's yellowish. Gives off too little light. But it's barely enough to read by. Well, there's so much to digest.
Yes. I imagine for a moment that I have my pen and paper, a cup of coffee, a computer linked to a network, and even an assistant, yes, and that would all make this so much easier. But I have none of those things. And everything I discover, I will have to remember, because I can't write anything down other than, of course, well, I suppose they've given me a pen to write on the forms, but I can't tear off a bit of paper. That would look very suspicious. So instead, no, I will have to simply do my best to remember as much as possible. What I'm looking for as I go through the documentation, of course, is details on the transferals. You see, that's the funny thing about this sort of investigation. People think that hidden trails and contrabands are hidden, but often that's not the case, because if they actually removed data, people would notice. No, instead, normally it's the other way around. It's all there, but it's so dull, so minutiae, that people simply miss it. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at all the absolute mindless drivel that's on these sort of forms. But somewhere, there's going to be places that this stuff is going, places it comes from. St. Anne Foundation. Have I ever heard of that?
Legal clauses. The bottom of pages. Addresses that try to correlate with locations you know. Other institutions that would be close by there. Their policies for volunteers. The clauses that a donor sign. Yes, in all of those there can be things. Conclusions to be drawn. Addresses. Other organizations that are countersigning. LI, what the hell is that? Legal firm. Give me an intelligence plus, I think, academics.
Very well. Right. As I study the papers for a moment, I want to attempt to really go for it. But I feel fatigue and I feel tired, and I realize I can't break myself just yet. So it's only 3 successes.
The constant annoying nibbling irritation that is benzo withdrawal is constantly with you. It's starting now. It's going to be hard to sleep anyway, so you might just crunch through this. The volunteer organization seems to be a Church of England affiliated, backed by Conservatives, some members of Parliament there. It's called the St. Anne Foundation. Offices smack in the city of London. Also active in Prague and Berlin, it seems. There's an EU lobbying organization that is mentioned in some of the equipment writs that have been countersigned in Berlin. It's LI, it's referred to the Lifeblood Initiative. It seems to be an international group that coordinates blood drives, supplying major hospitals but also refugee camps with much needed blood. There's donors on this end of things seem to be drawn almost exclusively from prisoners. It's Amli and it's Belmarsh. Those are the two major contributors. There are smaller blood drives that are made, but it looks like they're mostly for good measure. Some done at universities. Yes. One is in... Yeah. Some of that. There's only... What the hell? There's only 10 signed up volunteer donors in Armley. How can they get so much blood out of 10 people? That is impossible. Volunteers... The people working for the foundation seem to be mostly medical students. Some doctors have earlier worked with refugee intake checking, it seems. Board of trustees. Well, that's some list.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. This is a part of the mayor's fund. This is a recent initiative by Mayor Boris Johnson. It's supposed to be a 100 million quid general upgrade of London, and this money are apparently funneled through this St. Anne Foundation. This is the very top.
On one hand...
This is a protected foundation with high-powered lawyers and some backing, all lost in the soup of public expense.
On one hand, this is all generally fascinating, and were I now in a certain underground investigative unit with Mr. Khan on the phone, we would have a whole entire investigation we could undertake. Sadly, I'm in a goddamn prison waiting on the next visit from Mrs. Bakur, so as interesting as all this is, none of it really helps me now. I know this is a big conspiracy, apparently an extremely large one, because this must be at this foundation. It must all be connected to the infected blood. That must be how they transfer it around. It makes sense, doesn't it? I think to myself, who'd investigate? They've got so much protection. Who'd notice if a few vials of blood contains an unknown contagion? Yes, but again, what can I use to help us now?
Those donors. There's their names, the numbers of the cells. Yes. One of them correlates. Geordie Tugwell, the first fatality, he was an official donor. Slaudas was not. That must mean something. There's two different poll groups, two groups that they draw the blood from. The donors are split equally between B ward, your ward, and the VPU unit. They are kept separate. For some reason there's an instruction to label the VPU unit blood differently than the other one for reference. But there's no medical reason for that.
I find myself immediately thinking of the markings. The different markings I saw.
Yes. What was it? PSIL?
PSIL dark.
Yes, that was it. Dark. PSIL. And then there is, from the GPU unit, the SU. They're marked SU.
But what is the meaning? what is the difference between the blood? Is some of it, well, obviously, infected blood, infected with the contagion, the disease, I know that much, and you then can ingest it as Paul did, and that, I think, leads to stage 0 or 1. Again, I'm thinking my whole stage program needs to be revamped. But what's the difference? Is there any information on the blood in these documents that I can at least tell?
You look further, deeper, deeper. The night will slowly pass into dawn as Francis digs through, trying to find any correlation, anything I could start to make out a pattern. Somewhere else in the prison, he shouts silently, Gabriel, Gabriel, help me. I need you. Help. Come now. The dog stares at you. It waves its tail, moving towards the dark, hulking shadow of Armley. But somewhere else in the park, you hear a scream.
Help! Someone help!
It's Sarah.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played the 3rd season of the chronicle No Man is an Island for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Our storyteller was Martin Ericsson, and we were also joined by Anna-Karin Linder and Freja Gyldenstrøm. The music was created by Lola Zaza, and the sound effects are from the fine folks at freesound.org, zapsplat.com, and Cernscape. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Ludwig Manford, Bob Lange, Julián, Cameron, Ryan F., and Xabier for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check it out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. And remember, death is not the end.